Hi all, Hipper here. So, the day that my fellow community contributor, Where Are You Aaron, has long been, worrying about has arrived, and the Des Moines has been nerfed. It's not too bad though, but first don't forget to subscribe, like and share, guys. Now, personally, I don't consider this much of a nerf, and I'll just go through my build first, and then I'll show you the impact it has on my build, which really isn't that much. But as you can see, I'm using Montpellier here as my commander, and I have been for a long time, and I think she really suits the ship. It's all about like anti-incoming dispersion build, and I think that works really well on Des Moines. And of course, it's also a more offensive build. It's all about, guns. You're not really speccing into anything really, other than guns and range. And as boring as that may be, it actually works really well on this ship here. So let's just have a look at the actual stats. And also, of course, the ship build that I'm using here. Fairly, standard. Pretty much a Baltimore build, really. With improved acceleration and all the usual stuff. We only get 2 of the consumables here. And remember to look at the radar here, it's 40-second duration, but we'll get back into that. Artillery, 17.5 range, 4.4 reload, so yeah, pretty decent build here. But let's just have a look at what the nerfs really are. So the biggest thing in this nerf for me is this here, the fact that the radar duration has been cut from 40 seconds to only 30 seconds. That's quite a pretty hard hit with a hammer here, actually. And I think it's the hardest hit the ship has received. So that's going to be, it's going to mean less destroyers killed, I'm assuming. And if we look at the actual damage output here, it's also been nerfed. Reload time has been upped by half a second. So with this build here, you go from 4.4 to 4.9, which is really not that much of a difference. The high explosive shell damage has been dialed down to 2550, but the fire chance remains. So AP down from 5,000 to 4,500. So it's pretty much overall a DPM nerf, and that would have been fine. I think actually the ship should have been, given a -1 second reload, not half a second. But maybe they will go and do that in the future as well, because it's still very, very powerful. The DPM is just something that really no other ships can match, especially if you have 2 of them, like where I'm playing with Aaron and Peak. And as a side note, if you haven't seen the new fancy space camo that's available in the shop, then that's what I'm running on my Des Moines here. So you'll be able to see it live here before I go back to my usual CC camo. And as you can see, well, this ship has no problem dishing out damage, and it's even more amazing when you're facing battleships that can't really, shoot back at you other than every 30 seconds. And if you have the build that I have on this ship here, where even when the battleships shoot back, they get horrible dispersion. So, like, hitting you is even harder. It just, it makes this ship here too powerful, I think. It's not overpowered, but it's too powerful, especially in the hands of players like Aaron and, divisions. If you have a division with 2 Des Moines or even 3 Des Moines, the red team is in for a pretty bad battle. This new camo here I really like, and if you listen to the sound effects in the background, they're actually really, really cool as well. The gun sounds are great, and also the sounds when torpedoes are about to hit you, the warning sounds. They also sound really, really good on this camo here, and actually better than like the standard sounds in the game, I think. Overall, this camo here actually looks good, and it's more than a camo because it actually changes the physical appearance of the ship. So I think Wargaming has a different word for it actually, but it escapes me right now, so I'll just call it a camo. But anyway, back to Des Moines here and the upcoming nerf that should happen on Monday when the new update is released. And look at that server there. Pretty lucky. Like I said, I am not too worried about this so-called nerf. The only thing that really bothers me is the radar duration, because I don't think that was needed. the problem, or not the problem, but the trouble with this ship is the DPM output is just insanely high. And I don't think nerfing the radar, which is, what a cruiser does, it radars destroyers. I don't think that's the right approach to take. I think it would have been better to cut the reload down by a second and a half, instead of only half a second, and then keep the AP and HE nerfs that it already got as well. Perhaps dial down the fire chance a little bit as well. Perhaps down to 6 or something like that. But the fact remains that if you haven't researched Des Moines yet, and if you haven't researched her by this Monday, you will miss out on probably what has been the golden age of the ship here, where she's been very, very powerful, and she will still be extremely powerful. Probably still a little bit too powerful, I think. But that's just the way it is. So these things have happened before with Chapayev and some other ships where, a few months, and then Wargaming realizes, oh, okay, it's perhaps a little bit too powerful, or maybe in some cases not powerful enough, and they switch it up. So if you haven't got Des Moines now, you're going to miss out, and well, that's just too bad. Nothing we can really do about that. And like I said, you're not going to miss out on much. The ship is going to be pretty much the same, and the only real difference to me is going to be the radar duration, because I really like that 40-second duration. But I mean, I can live with 30 seconds, and I think I actually thought the radar was originally 30 seconds. I never really realized it was 40. So in other words, I don't think I'm going to miss it. So that was Des Moines here in a battle with Where Are You, Aaron, and Let 'Em Peek. And as you can see, this ship here in the hands of a good division, it's just nuts. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. See you out there.